Welcome back to my channel. My name is Savannah. For those of you who are new to my channel, this is a newer video of this brand new channel that I wanted to create. So if we've never met before, thank you so much for tuning in. I wanted to create this channel specifically for women who have been doing personal development, they've been doing the mindset work, they crave more for themselves, they know they're meant for something bigger, but are feeling a little, I hate using the word stuck, but feeling like they're maybe spinning in the same circle over and over again and not really sure what's really blocking them from fully unlocking who they're meant to be, who they're meant to become, the life they're meant to live. That is what this channel is for, to help you close that gap, because I promise you there's a few small tweaks that you can start making in your life every single day, implementing in your day to day, that will help you completely break through the energetic blocks that you've been experiencing for potentially years and not being able to see what has been blocking you. I promise you that this work that I teach, it will start to shift your life. You will start to be breaking um limitations that you've had on yourself that you may have not even been aware of. You will start to break those in months, if not weeks. I've had clients that once they start implementing this work, they start shifting within weeks of applying what I teach. So today, I want to specifically go over 3 beliefs that I had to overcome to heal my energy and activate my purpose and fully step into what I'm meant to be doing, the thing I've been chasing for so long and not really understanding my place in the world, not really understanding why I was never satisfied. I thought that maybe there was something wrong with me, but really, I've been able to find my place and activate what I'm truly meant to be doing, and I feel so fulfilled in my life now. And when I look back at what did I really have to do, what did I have to overcome and become aware of to get to this point, obviously I could make 500 a list of 500 things that I could share with you, but I wanted to really get clear on what are 3 major things that completely shifted how I showed up, who I was, and the blocks that were in my way from what I was wanting. So, first of all, I want to just share a little bit about what is healing your energy, because I say that and not everyone understands what that even means, especially when I say it, because energy work is very new. Maybe for you it's not, but for the common people aren't familiar with what's energy work, what does it even mean, is that woo woo, is that like magic, like what is that? And it's not. It's backed by science. It's understanding the foundations of how we create our reality and what's really going on, beyond what the eye can see, and understanding that everything is made of energy. If you go and open a science book, it's going to tell you that everything is literally energy, and we have what I refer to as our energy bodies. And there are a couple different things that make up our energy bodies. One of those is our subconscious brain. So, the beliefs that we learned from a very young age that were passed down to us by family, parents, society, people that were in our life when we were younger, the news, social media, all of these things, really from a young age, from a certain point in our development, our brain is so much more spongier. It absorbs so much more to really develop its core beliefs. It's your identity. It starts developing that from a very young age, and so much of our subconscious is made up of beliefs that really don't, they're not actually who we are at our core. So, who we truly are is essentially our soul, our higher self. Um, and we come here and have this experience, this physical body, and right off the bat we start learning things and developing beliefs that not don't necessarily align with who we truly are. So that is one of the first things that creates and makes up our energy body. Now the second thing that I go heavily into is the nervous system, and understanding that the body, I talk about the mind and the body, but the nervous system specifically help creates and molds our energy body. So the mind and the body, so subconscious brain and the body, the nervous system, they work together like a machine, and they create this energy body. Now the other thing that I will add in here is when we think about our physical body, thinking about all of the emotions and potentially traumas that we have experienced throughout our life up until this point. Traumas don't have to necessarily mean like a huge, major, what we typically think of trauma. Trauma can literally, your body can experience a situation as traumatic depending on the emotions that come from it. So even like a small child who gets yelled at by a teacher for the first time ever and is not used to getting yelled at can experience something like that as traumatic. And the body has its own experience when it comes to trauma, when it comes to emotions. And for a majority of people, there to some degree are emotions stuck within our actual muscle tissue, our fascia. And this really starts to disrupt the flow of energy throughout our entire body. So, that is another aspect of what makes up our energy body. So, when I talk about the energy body, I'm talking about literally it's invisible surrounding us. I dive so much more into this in my program and like actually teach you so you fully like understand what I'm talking about. So I won't dive deeper heavily into it, but essentially your energy body is your vibration. It's what you're vibrating at, and it's also what is pulling in everything into your physical reality. So the people that you meet, the opportunities that you get or don't get, the unexpected emergencies, the unexpected situations, or on the flip side, the unexpected miracles, whatever it is that is coming into your magnetic field, which is your energy body, your energy field, it's based upon those things that make up your energy body. So by really getting rid of stuck emotions in the body, by regulating your nervous system, creating a calm nervous system, and reprogramming your subconscious to be more of in attunement with your soul essence, this can really start to clear your energy body, and your reality will start to shift so fast when you start doing this work, even though it may feel like, oh, I have so much work I need to do. But I promise you, you start doing this work, and like even little tweaks that you start implementing and integrating will actually start to shift your reality so fast that you'll wish that you had known about this stuff for back like years and years when you've been just like chasing your tail and making things harder than they need to be, when really this was the work that you should have been doing all along. um Give me one sec, I'm just reading my notes here to make sure I don't miss anything. Okay. Let's dive into the beliefs that I feel were really part of my identity, that I thought would be the things that got me to where I wanted to be. And I feel like I see this a lot with the types of women that I work with and that I mentor. um, Give me one second. Okay. So the first and a very common belief that I see and I had to overcome myself was believing that I had to work harder to achieve my goals, to achieve my desired outcomes. Like I said, I'm like the queen of ambitious. I once I have my mind set on something, like you better get out of my way because I become addicted to doing that thing. I become addicted to achieving the thing that I set my mind to. I've just always been very wired like that. With everything in my life, when I played sports, I was very, very driven. No one had to teach me how to be motivated for the things that I wanted. And I assume that you're probably very similar to this, that you don't have to be told to do the things that you need to do. You don't have to be told to set goals. You already have your goals and you already have your big vision. So that's not something you can necessarily teach. But when this is like who you are, this is just a natural thing for you. Um, it can be challenging because if we don't achieve the things that we want, if we're not where we want to be in life, we naturally think, oh, I just have to work harder. I've got to hustle harder. I've got to put in more work. And this is where we miss the mark. This is where people like us miss the mark for a long time. That we believe that if we just keep doing more, if we just keep learning harder and all of these things, then we'll finally get to where we need to be. This type of energy, this intention, right? Looking at the intention of doing that comes from a very dysregulated, disempowered state if what you are after is the desired outcome. And I know that this can be a hard thing to start to shift your perspective on if you are a very ambitious woman, because we are so ambitious to the point where a lot of us end up adopting these subconscious beliefs that if we work hard enough or if we don't work hard enough, then it means that we're not worthy. It means that we're not lovable, right? We don't necessarily think that on a day to day. Like it's not maybe something we're even fully aware of, but if you've ever tried really, really hard to achieve a goal, and let's say you didn't get it, you didn't achieve it, the feeling that you feel from not achieving that goal, if it feels like you are an utter failure, if it feels like the weight of the world comes crashing down on you and like you're not amounting to anything in life, then you definitely have a subconscious belief that is basically driving you to work even harder to fill a void that is within you, thinking that by achieving these external things that it will make you feel more worthy, and we don't even consciously know that we're doing it. But until you can heal that wound specifically and reprogram that belief, then your intention that you're putting out, the energy behind what you're doing, is already tainting the work that you're doing. And I did not understand this when I was trying to like figure out what I meant to be doing, and I was obsessed with learning and obsessed with like achieving certain goals in like other businesses that I was doing. I didn't realize how dysregulated I was in making those decisions and those intentions. So, already from the beginning, my output was coming from a disempowered, dysregulated state. Therefore, the goal that I am after, whether I achieve it or not, it is not going to feel the way I truly subconsciously desire to feel. It doesn't fill that for me. And it ends up becoming this like self prophecy on repeat where we're working so hard, but because the core belief is we're not worthy unless XYZ happens, we're constantly fulfilling that prophecy to where no matter what you do, you're not going to be satisfied with where you're at. You're not actually going to feel fulfilled, feel happy with the life you are creating, even if it looks like the dream life. it doesn't matter, because internally you can't fill that void with external. Even as hard as you may try, and maybe in the beginning you may feel it, but I promise you, it doesn't go away. So you need to be able to shift your nervous system and your subconscious to not only align with a version of you that is fully empowered in your decisions and you're taking action, and also very, very regulated, because that's going to shift the frequency of your output, and it's going to create a very different result and a very different um, feeling that you're going to feel whether or not you achieve the result. It's going to shift the energy of all of it. And this is something I dive deeper into my program, but when you start to make these shifts, you also realize that you don't actually have to do more work. And what I mean by that is like doing busy work, right? Because when we're self-driven, like we're always trying to find ways to be more productive. I mean, we have the hardest time just resting and being and enjoying what we're doing. We always think we need to fill the time with more work, with more effort, just because we're very wired that way. But when you actually start to shift your energy, what will happen is you won't have to do as much work, because you'll be attracting in the things, the opportunities, the things that are going to make it much easier for you to recognize when you need to do work. I'm not saying that we have to stop working hard. Like that's not going to be possible to turn off, but imagine how much faster and how much further you will get when the work that you are doing is so energetically aligned with what you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to call in, that you have so much more power. It's not like your hard work is being stretched out in all of these different things. It becomes full life force into the one task, the one thing that you need to pour all of your focus on, because you know that that is energetically aligned with what you need to do. So it becomes less about hustling and working hard just to feel productive, to only like being able to receive the messages, receive the opportunities, and then take action when it is necessary, because it is fully aligned and you're not doing it from a dysregulated state of, oh, I just need to be productive. So I hope that that makes sense. Belief number 2 is believing that your success is deemed by a certain level of income or a certain outcome that you portray as successful. So this could be chasing money, this could be chasing more clients, or chasing a business, or even if you're in a career and you're chasing getting to a certain level in your career, promotions and all of that, and believing that those things are what make you successful. Again, this ties so much into belief 1 of having this subconscious belief that you have to get to a certain point, or you have to achieve a certain level, which it's all made up anyways. Like job titles, money, it's all made up. So it's not, but we learn that we need to chase these things in order to be successful, but really the underlying belief is we don't feel worthy unless we have external validation, to some extent. And until you can really let go of this and rewire this belief, your energy is going to continue to be tainted on the output that you're doing. So, can you redefine what success truly means to you and actually start to enjoy the process versus going through the process really, really fast in order to get to the outcome and feeling some kind of high from getting to the outcome? I'm not saying that that's not an exciting part of what we do, but being able to actually feel success no matter what level you're at, no matter what season of life that you're in. Because if one thing is for sure and for certain is that change is always constant, like change is guaranteed, and we don't always control what change comes into our life or what change rearranges our life. And if certain things in our life hold this weight of this is what makes me successful, this is what makes me feel successful, what makes me feel worthy of myself, in myself. If that is outsourced to an external thing, then you're guaranteed to never feel fully worthy, fully successful, because you're outsourcing that power from the beginning. Okay, belief number 3 is believing I had to struggle to earn what I desired. So many people, including myself, just think that hard work needs to mean struggling and like blood, sweat, and tears. And the only way we will allow ourselves to fully relax and fully reap our rewards is only if we struggle to get there. And I've learned that it does not have to be that way. Again, it ties into both of them that I just talked about, but you can get and receive everything that you desire in your life, and it can feel like you're attracting it and receiving it with ease. Again, this isn't saying that we're not working hard. This isn't saying that we're not driven or we have to turn off our ambitious tendencies. That's not at all what this is saying. But again, like you don't have to struggle when you finally get to a point where you are making such aligned decisions and taking such aligned action, and you're pouring all of your life force into that one thing, that it doesn't become a struggle. And this is why so many women end up feeling burnt out. They end up feeling like overwhelmed, like they just have, like they have so much on their plate and they can't keep up with all of it. That's because you're taking action on things that are unaligned based on your beliefs that you have about everything that you're doing. So the moment you start to shift your beliefs that things actually get to feel easy and things actually get to be fun, and you get to work hard, but it's working hard on the things that truly matter and truly move the needle forward. You don't have to struggle. And um even not just making this about working hard, but so many people in victim consciousness, or peasant consciousness is what I teach. um they're so obsessed with staying in the struggle of everything. It's like a competition that, oh no, I struggle more than you, and here's my long list of all my struggles in my life. Like I win, give me my prize. But why do we choose to opt into struggle? You don't have to choose to opt into struggle. And one of the things that I've gotten really good at is not struggling and feeling like life is always working out for me, and I'm constantly being blessed with more and more miracles. And I talk about that and I share that, and people, like, you can feel the, not necessarily resentment from people, but you can feel the energy of like, oh, like must be nice, like good for you type of energy. They don't say that, but I can feel it. And it's funny because it's like every person can be in this state. Every person can live a life where things are easy, miracles are always coming, blessings are always coming, and you don't attract negative frequencies. You don't attract um things that make life like really hard. And that's not the same thing as not having a challenge in your life, but anyone can get to that state. But it really is about your core beliefs, your subconscious beliefs, and retraining your body and your nervous system to calibrate to those beliefs so that everything that you do, every decision you make, every thought you think aligns with my life gets to be of ease and things get to be easy for me and things get to work out for me and I'm God's favorite. Like that's a very different energy than feeling like everything always has to be hard and you're always running into these this isn't working out or that's not working out. So it really does come down to reprogramming your subconscious. Now, I added a bonus one that just came to me like right before I started this, and it is believing that my situation is why I'm not where I want to be. I used this excuse for so many years, believing that um, the situation that I was in was why I wasn't where I wanted to be. The people in my life were holding me back. Um, the environments that I were in weren't supporting where I wanted to go. Believing in that specific mindset again is a self prophecy for um obviously not having the life that you want, but it's also a cop out. It's also the ego disguising things to make it look like you don't have control over your life, like you're not the creator of your life, but really you are. And really, it's just a cop out where your ego does not want you to change. It doesn't want you to take ownership of your beliefs and how you create your reality. So, being able to recognize that when you blame your physical reality for why you're not where you want to be, it's actually an underlying subconscious um, thing that is saying that it's basically tricking yourself into believing that you don't need to change, but because our physical reality is created by us, whether we like the physical reality or not. And that's why when you change your energy body, and all of the things that make up your energy body, that's how it shifts things. So I want to wrap up this video because I know it's getting kind of long. If you're new to my channel but you are all about energy work, reprogramming your subconscious, regulating your nervous system to fully activate your purpose and create the life you truly desire, be sure to subscribe and like this video, and make sure to join my 6 weeks to release your old identities. And I already forgot. I renamed it recently and I keep forgetting the name of it. 6 weeks to release old identities and embody your soul. This is my signature program where I dive into how to do this, take out all the guesswork, and it will help you shift your life in 2026 so fast. And right now, the waitlist is open. So if you join the waitlist, you will get notified once it opens in early January. You will get an amazing deal on the program. And if you're watching this past that, beyond that, I will be sure to still attach the link for the program so that you can join whenever feels right for you.